Woo! Nice. This is even nice for me, this sort of video, because me driving on this road, I really need to take care. I'm not sort of, doing stuff I shouldn't do. Driving insecurely, not really driving slow enough, not being cautious of the motorbikes, the stones coming down, lots of things. So I'm like, yeah, enjoying it, I do. And even take the road right here. If someone's coming up me, I'm in the middle of the street. Yeah. Nice. I saw some houses are to be sold, so you can buy them. Yeah. I just I just saw somebody with a green backpack, and he bought it at this farmer's shop called Landi, and on the backpack it said for bikers, and he probably thought it's for motorcycles. He calls himself a biker probably. That's why he bought it. But it's actually such a small one. It's for when you are on a bicycle and moving. So if you're moving your legs all the time, your back moves as well. So you probably want to have a backpack that's very thin and slim. And now he thought, oh yeah, it says biker's backpack, so I'll buy that one. That's so stupid. Now you just heard the bikers. I'm not showing too much of the bikers. Well, so if I look down there, I once used to go up here, and looking down there, I went like, I want to live somewhere like this. I want to be like on grass in the sun, or I want to have this view. I want to look. And so I even went up there onto that bit where you just saw there is the sun shining onto those houses, and I looked up here, and so I went like, oh no, I want to probably live up here, because the sun vanishes down there in the valley pretty early, but up here there is still some sun. So at my place where I live, there is a lot of sun. So here you see, how they had to take away these rocks and all. This is all taken away. There has been rocks like going all through the middle of this picture, and to carve out the road, they needed to take away the rocks. So that's what they have done. Like they were really forcing this road upon this mountain. Yeah. I'm all wet, and I got a t-shirt with me that I could put on, but I got no hand free to do so. Yeah, I will probably put it on in the valley to not, get ill. That's like you drive up here and you sweat a lot, and I also made myself wet myself as well with this spray that I got. And then you drive downhill, and then all of a sudden you have a lot of air and wind, and that one now just gave me a neck ache. So my neck is kind of aching. Nice. So I need a kind of put on a t-shirt that's not wet, or whatever. A boulder. These boulders, it says, like when they're down there in the valley, I just see one right there. I'm gonna show you in a second. They seem to have moved there with the latest ice age. Some of them, they actually came falling, but some of them never ever came falling. They were always there. They moved slowly into the valley. Yeah, it's strenuous. I'm like using that brake all the time, like for 8 minutes. I can tell because of the camera. Yeah. And this road is bumpy. Wow, have you seen that bird? It seems to live up here. Have you seen that bird? Marder could have been a bird called Marder in Switzerland. Nice. Rather show you nice, huh? When you look, it's so much like ever changing, the landscape. So that's kind of shaping our minds in Switzerland too. So it's not all flat like in some countries. It's all flat, and when there is no goal, like you can tell yourself, I'm going up that mountain. Well, they didn't for ages, but when they started to do so, like to go, around the mountains in the beginning, when you cannot say so, you are a nation with less goals, probably. I think so, because if you can go say, we built this road because we want to go all around this mountain and up onto these higher places, then you got goals and you want to reach those goals, and by that you learn a lot and you evolve and you create a business, and an industry follows the roads, tourism as well, which is also an industry. So yeah, that's what shapes our Swiss minds. So I learned, like when I looked at, like Nepal is the same, it got mountains and it's a high up place, like from 3,000 meters up it starts, but it's like different mentality and less people maybe as well. So we got the flatlands, and from the flats we can like plan our ways into the mountain area. So that's still different than having like, I don't know Nepal at all, but I'm just saying that somehow I feel that these mountains and the difficulties, they force upon us to kind of conquer them, has shaped our minds, because it shapes my character. Like having to go up here and it's really hard and it's boring at times and stuff like that. It still is shaping. It's not the same like building these roads. Probably a lot of foreigners have been building them just as they still do nowadays. Like it's the foreigners that built the Gotthard, the second tunnel they just opened. So yeah, and it's just annoying, all that noise, I tell you. To me it is. Ooh, civilization is coming close. Look at that. Yeah. I'll go and see whether I can have a little talk with Esther. And if not, I will just right away walk up or I can go to the nearest city, because there the shops are open until 9 o'clock. I'm so bored, you know. My life kind of is happening between, like, you know, shops, mountains, my bed, my computer. Yeah. There is no rock on that one. You know. These are the two that I've got. Like, or yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of my cat, the little sweet noises that he could make. Meow, you know. He talked to me too. He actually was. He was meowing quite a bit. Meow, give me the food. Or yeah, like meow when he was so weak and he couldn't move anymore. Or meow, he was like crying like a kid once when he was outside and he kind of found out that he was weak on his legs, and I wouldn't want to let him go work off. You know, being in danger, as weak as he was. And also in the end, he was like, for a quarter of an hour or something, he was like, with every breath he exhaled, he went like, oh, like a little child. He was crying. He was crying, you know. Yeah. And all of this wouldn't matter, you know, if he had made it. But he didn't. If it was, okay, that virus is just really bad, and you have breathing difficulties, you have this and that, okay. If he makes it through that thing, it wouldn't matter, but he didn't. So because he didn't, it's so bad. And also, you know, he got thinner and thinner, and he looked so meek in the end. It was so hard to witness this. No relief inside. I knew it's always getting worse. That one day when he was eating was so wonderful. Like that one very thing he did eat, the whole kitten food I got. He was hungry when I returned home. I even closed the door behind him. I didn't let him out while I was gone. So I returned home and I gave him that kitten food, and he ate half of it and the other half. So he was like eating, you know. I was like, yeah, he's gonna make it.